And then speak to us a bit, Albert, about how you then started making the transition after getting involved in gangs and drugs.
Okay, so my transition wasn't really a decision that I made. It was
Mhm.
circumstances that pushed me into realizing that I needed to make a change. So one of the incidents that happened, it was one specific Saturday, because I
Mhm.
was selling drugs, and while I was walking the streets, a young man that was in our community, and I tend to just want to make this awareness as well that sometimes young people that is not involved in gangsterism, that is not involved in drugs, that is
Mhm.
living a sound life, are sometimes drawn to people that is into drugs and into gangsterism because somehow it makes them feel that I'm also part of something, and whenever something happens to me, I have this covering.
Mhm.
And this young man was then drawn to me because he wasn't on drugs, he wasn't into gangsterism, he wasn't into any of these things. And this one specific Saturday, he decided that he wanted to spend the day with me. So we kind of spend the day together. And while we're walking down the street, some places selling the drugs. We obviously, when you are in the lifestyle of what I was living, you
Mhm.
stand still on every corner because there's an opportunity to sell drugs. And then we came to our last stop just before we went to go visit some girls. And at that time, the Pakistanis were selling the tikka chicken at that time.
Mhm.
And I went to go buy some tikka chicken, but I gave the drugs to him to keep. When I returned, he was then helping. When I came back, I asked some of the guys that were standing on the corner, where is Jackson? And they said, no, he's helping two guys around the corner, but the one guy had a firearm on him. And as I made my way around the corner, the one guy pulled out the firearm and he shot two shots on me. And I just closed my eyes. I really didn't know what happened. I jumped over the wall and I was standing by the wall and I was like looking over the wall. And while I'm looking over the wall, I see the one guy pulling the firearm on Jackson and they shot him thrice. He laid on the floor. They stood over him and they emptied the gun on him. They shot him 14 times. So yeah, I have Jackson in my arms and there's blood gushing out of his mouth. He wants to say something, but he can't say anything because obviously what he's experiencing. And that moment, I realized that somehow that could have been me,
Mhm.
but it didn't really trigger me because then I still continued on. That was the Saturday. The Tuesday, we had a memorial service for him. And then one of my friends sprayed a message for him, Jackson, we'll be missing you. The Wednesday morning, that very same friend that sprayed a message for him got shot dead as well. And so all these happenings didn't happen. And then I started to realize that I needed to make a change in my life. So me staying in the area where I stayed, Kensington,
Mhm.
and when I moved from Kensington, I was forcibly removed out of the area because the gangs was looking for me, police is looking for me, so things wasn't working out for me in Kensington. Then I needed to move to Hanover Park. And I think a lot of people know when you Google Hanover Park is known for being notorious for gangsterism, is a gang-ridden area. So when I moved to Hanover Park, I thought to myself, this is it. I'm going to end up being a drug addict for the rest of my life. I'm going to end up going to jail. I'm going to end up all these things, bad things. This is what my expectation is.
Mhm.
But lo and behold, it is in a Hanover Park where a young person reached out to me and then helped me introduce me to this journey of my recovery. And today it is where I'm 13 years clean. I am a father. I'm a husband. I'm a
Mhm.
mentor. Um, so there's a lot of things happening now for me. But the area that I moved into, I thought that this is it's going to end here for me. But sometimes in your darkest areas, that is where you're really going to grow.